The opinions expressed on this program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. The opinions expressed on this program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. The opinions expressed on this program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.
Well, hello everyone and welcome. I apologize. No, I don't. I intentionally played the intro like 3 times because I was sending out invitations. Okay, studio. Um I'm pinning on my mic now. Thank you. Um all right then. Yes, as I was saying, I intentionally played the intro 3 times because I was sending out invitations. Uh-huh. I want y'all to come on in, you see. Okay, now. Uh, Welcome to Pearl's Politics, everybody. And as I begin, always, what's the word? Thunderbirds. Okay. Well, my word tonight is that I am so um I'm just so. Yeah. Have you ever felt like that? You're just so. And, you can't fill in the blank. I mean, nothing's wrong. I'm just so. So that could be a good thing. Hi, Free Circle. Welcome. All right, everybody, come on in. Please share the show so everybody can get in on the politics tonight. Wednesday midweek updates. That's right. I tell you what, I did not make a list. It's all up here, and I'm gonna do the best I can. But it doesn't matter if I leave anything out. You know why? Huh? You want to know why? I'm glad you asked. Because by this time next Wednesday night, they'll still be talking about the same things. Okay? So, but just let me fill you in with the first thing I want to talk about is, and let me get my um, notification pulled up here. All right, so here's the deal. Republicans, y'all remember that they were taking the vote on whether or not to stand with President Trump to fight against illegal immigration with his order, uh, his emergency declaration order. So they took it to the vote, and there were 12 Republican senators who did not stand with you, Donald. You know who they are. Now, Donald was, and thank you, Free Circle, for your say. Free Circle said he filled in the blank after I said, I'm so. He said, you are my news. LOL. Thank you so much. And so to continue, as I was saying, they did not stand with him. And Donald, and you were very good on television, I must say. You are taking my advice. You were good. You said, vote, you said that I told them to vote as they wanted to vote, and that, of course, you added that you were going to veto it anyway. Okay. But at least there wasn't any name calling. You did not show any anger, even if you were. So you're getting good at this. You're getting better at this, Donald. Mm-hmm. So, anywho, as reported by my favorite organization, Grass Fire, and they got some fire too, 3 million subscribers. Online. And they know the pearls. That's right. Okay. So we have the names, and they're calling them, y'all, get this, Did y'all ever see that movie? Some of y'all are too young to even know about this movie. But those of you who can remember the movie that starred with Clint Eastwood called The Dirty Dozen. Well, that's the nickname that has been given to these 12 senators. And it says, anywho, I'm reading the reports. We have the names of all 12 Senate rhinos. Now, what they mean by rhinos, y'all, is that no, they don't have horns. No, they're not fat. And no, they're not tough. Like a real rhino, right? So let me explain to you what that word means politically. Politically, that word means that they have been there for years and years and years, serving in politics in the White on the Hill in some shape, form, or fashion. Most of the time, you know, they they start off as congressmen or women, and then they run for Senate, and then they become a senator, you know. So they've been there. That's what they mean by rhinos. They've been there for forever. So it says we have the names of all 12 Senate rhinos who refused to stand with President Trump and sided with Democrats in the fight against illegal immigration. This dirty dozen tried to hide behind the Constitution when casting their vote against our commander-in-chief and in favor of a resolution of disapproval last week. Mm-hmm. They did that. Well, you know, you can't make this stuff up. The senators betrayed the president by trying to block his national emergency declaration, which bypasses Congress to build a better, longer border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. Here is, they got here's, but I'm saying, here is the list of Republicans in name only who refuse to support Mr. Trump's attempts to end the security and humanitarian crisis raging along parts of America's southern border. Nice doing, Grassfire. You would put my state first, huh? Because y'all knew I was going to talk about it. Excuse me. Yeah, though. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get my coffee to get that straightened out. Okay. All right, then. So, like I said, you know, I have the sinus drained into my system. I've been telling you all about that. It takes some time for it to come out, usually about 6 weeks. Yeah, I know. I guess y'all say, well, you've been coughing for a year. No, not all the time. That other is COPD, you know. Yeah, I got that from being fast, you know, started too young. So, anywho, back to the list. They got my state first. Senator Lamar Alexander, Tennessee. Senator Roy Blunt, Missouri. Senator Susan Collins, ME. What is that, y'all? Is that Maryland? I, I forgot my geography. Senator Senator Mike Lee, Utah. Senator Jerry Moran, Kansas. Senator Lisa Murkowski, Alaska. Senator Rand Paul, Kentucky. Senator Mitt Romney, Utah. So both of the senators from Utah went against the president's declaration. All right. You know, every state has 2 senators. Yeah. Well, y'all didn't know. But we're going to get to that too, because they're talking about the electoral college. Democrats want to do away with it since Hillary won the popular vote. They are thinking that perhaps whatever candidate they have this time may win the popular vote if they are able to get rid of the electoral college. And I'll explain that to you in just a bit. Continuing, Senator Rob Portman, Ohio. Senator, I said that. Okay. Maybe I skipped it. Senator Marco Rubio, Florida. Senator Pat Toomey, Pennsylvania. And Senator Roger Wicker, Michigan. All right then. So the article continues and says, many members of the Dirty Dozen claim that Mr. Trump's national emergency declaration gives the president extra constitutional powers to bypass Congress and fund a border war. Free Circle says dead stumps. Yeah, that means rhinos. Yeah. But America's commander-in-chief was entirely within the law to declare illegal immigration a national emergency when the House and Senate did nothing to stop tens of thousands from invading our great nation through Mexico. Now, this is the factual history of the National Emergency Act of 1975. Okay, listen. Since Congress passed the National Emergencies Act of 1975, presidents, plural, meaning more than one, have declared 58 national emergencies. Where was the extra constitutional pushback from bold and brave Republicans when President Obama declared a dozen, 12, that's 12, dozen, national emergencies during his presidency? And you know what? That was something new for me to learn because, you know, unless the sirens go off, you know, in your neighborhood, you hear them blowing, you really don't know it's a national emergency, you know. And so I'm like, really, 12? Why didn't I know about some of that? I think I remember one. But anywho, and what about the 13 too that George W. Bush declared, and the 17 by Bill Clinton? Of those 42 national emergency declarations, guess what, y'all? 27 of them are still in effect. Huh? So now y'all know I got to find out what 27 is it? Mm-hmm. This is an outrageous betrayal of not only our commander-in-chief, but we the people as well. That's why Grass fire updated or stopped the invasion. And then they have the instructions about faxing to Congress, you know. And I also got a message from Donald. Donald, I know you don't mind if I read it. Okay. He knows I broadcast today. Are you there, Donald? Fake news is at an all-time high. Total disaster. I need you to fight back. Well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you what that part is. So he gave me, it's a new media thing that he wants media to fill out. So never mind that. But anyway, that's what I got from you, Donald, and I will take it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take the survey. All right then. Now, so let's talk about that seriously. I did hear some of these Republicans talk, interviewed, you know, on different news stations. And they really could not justify what part of the Constitution that they were standing with. That's what I kept waiting for them to say. You know, all they could say was Article 1 and Article 2. Well, what does it say? Apparently, they don't know because they did not go into detail to explain themselves in the interviews. Okay. So it led me to wonder, do y'all even know what it says? You may have had, studied the Constitution when you first got into politics, but my question is, how many times have you refreshed your memory? Apparently, they couldn't remember what it was because they didn't say, what it is about the Constitution. Okay, they say, I'm standing behind the Constitution, Article 1, Article 2. What is that? Is that a new department at the Walmart? When y'all get on the TV and you get your usually they give them about 5 minutes of fame. You need to explain what it is you're standing behind. Okay, so you're standing behind Article 1, Article 2. But what is it? Tell the people, because you owe that much to your constituents. So you're just sitting up there presuming that your constituents know what the heck Article 1 and Article 2 is. You got some constituents that cannot even read. So it is your duty to explain to your constituents what it is about the Constitution, that what it says that makes you stand behind what it says. First, tell us what it says, and then tell us why you're standing behind what it says. I call all of that taxation without representation, because if you cannot tell me why you are doing what you're doing, and if I voted for you, if you can't tell me what you're doing out there, then I'm being taxed without any representation. How do you know I don't want to stand with the president? Did you ask your constituents? No. Now, I can answer that question right now. Did not one of these 12 senators send out any type of survey material to their constituent list of names. That's how you speak for the people. You can't not just speak for yourself. You must speak for the people. Not one of them, I'd be willing to bet you $1.25 that not one of them sent out a robocall or paper survey or email survey to ask the question, what did they want? And that's the problem. That is the problem with them up there, you know. Okay, live chat, I see you. I don't want to learn no more. I need you out of my way. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. And so now, so it passed because of these 12 senators. But the president signed the veto. I watched it live. President Trump signed the veto. And so now that it's vetoed, guess what? So now the Democrats are suing. Mm-hmm. They've taken it to the Supreme Court. Well, good luck with that. Because when you send something to the Supreme Court, you got to wait your turn in line. And the Supreme Court is already behind because y'all remember the shutdown for a month and all those cases that were already had a backlog. So you're looking at probably a year before any type of ruling comes down, okay? If not longer. Now, here's the other point on that. Meanwhile, because the whole issue with it was they did not want the president to move the money around to get his $5.8 billion or to complete his wall project, barrier project. And so Donald, you being a man in business, you already knew what was coming. And boy, did you do a 360. Yes, he was originally, your president, y'all, was originally asking for $5.8 billion before all of this. Well, he knew. I keep telling y'all, the Democrats just keep falling into every trap that the president sets for them. Because here's what happened. He vetoed it, but he's asking now within that part that and the declaration, when he did the declaration and national emergency bill, he reversed the numbers. he put in 8.5 billion. 8.5 billion. 3 point, $3 billion more. Because he knew that he was going to have to veto it, so he just figured, well, I'm going to ask for more. And he did. So, but meanwhile, he cannot move the money around for that 8.5. Well, for that 3.5. I've forgotten my geography. I've forgotten my arithmetic. 4.5. Okay, he cannot move around money to make 4.5 billion, but he already has an approved 4 billion to start with. Okay, so he's going on about his business of constructing the wall. Yeah, yeah. And Democrats, here's a news flash for you. If you think that he's going to run out of money, if y'all win, if the Supreme Court um, rules in favor of the Democrats after a year or whatever, the wall will be built. Yeah, because y'all know Donald. Donald likes to do things very fast. The wall will be completed. How will it get completed, you ask? Says he needs 8.5 billion, and legally he can only work with 4 billion. Well, Donald has been raising money for the wall ever since he got elected. Mm-hmm. He has his own wall fund. Um, yeah. There's no telling how many billions are in that fund. So he'll use his own wall fund. To complete it. Well, I mean, he's a businessman. What can you say? I mean, you can't get mad because the man's smart and plans ahead. But I mean, to me, it's the Democrats' fault. Democrats, it's your fault, because y'all just got control of the House. And instead of taking, so, you stood at like a fork in the road. You were like at a fork in the road point, right? And so when you're at the fork in the road, which means you just got control of the House, you got to know whether to go that way or whether to go that way. And to me, y'all chose the wrong path, because see, if it was me, I wouldn't have gone in and started trying to bring down the president. Mm-mm. Not Donald, because y'all don't know nothing about business, not about business contracts and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about when I say business. Y'all are not business mongols. Donald J. Trump is a business mongol. Do you know what mongol means? It means giant. It means that he knows every aspect of building a business and tearing down businesses. Yes. Knows every aspect of it. Of it. Mm-hmm. So there's no way. It's like the Democrats was um I just don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Um I guess it was like people, of one planet going against um Alien, the movie. Alien, that monster. Yeah, I know. They finally took him down, but God, you know. What can you say? All you can do is get mad. But you know what my mom used to tell me? Can't get mad about it. You get mad if you want to, you better pat your and get glad. That's what my mom used to tell me. And I just said, the was the blank. Y'all fill it in. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to take a little break right now. And because I'm trying to get this, I'm going to go out of here and come back in because this chat thing is up there and I don't, it's telling me about chat and I don't want to know about chat. I already know about chat. I'm trying to get in here so that I can chat. Would you remove it? Okay. Now let me go back in here. Okay, let me try again. Go out and come back in. All right, so I guess I'll try to figure that out while we're on break. Listen, don't go away. When I come back, I'm going to talk about the Democrats that's running. All who have named got a crowded field. It's going to be another Yahoo, like we had for the Republican nomination. Yeah. It's going to be another Yahoo. All right, then. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Please share now so everybody can watch. All right? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sybil Presley. I want to invite you to recharge your life with Avia-Chi. Avia-Chi contains 300 nutrients, 113 superfoods, and essential oils, such as frankincense, myrrh, and spikenard. Go to www.feelgreatnow2.com. That's www.feelgreat now N-O-W, the number 2.com. And for more information, call me, Sybil Presley, 901-643-1982. That's 901-643-1982. And ask me how you can get your Avia-Chi free. Recharge your life. Avia-Chi is all you need. Oh, I just love it.
TEPS Productions, the future of advertising. You can share your business services all over the world. What do you offer? Connect with us and let us tell the world about you. Your business is always looking for what is around the corner, and we believe that a creative approach to your marketing is the best way to show that. Our creative team can provide graphic design and strategy. Let us come up with a dynamic and exciting way to tell us your brand story. Call us today at TEPS Productions at 1-406-763-8377 or email us at tepsproductions@gmail.com or simply go to either of our websites and find all of our information there. It's www.theemilypearlsshow.us or www.theemilypearlsshow.com. From public relations work to media buys, we have you covered. Media relations is a huge part of your brand. Part of that comes from building public trust through events and social media. Another part comes from media buyouts for big announcements. Our team can cover both of those approaches and help you reach your biggest audience to date. Our job is to help your business tell the story you want to tell. Your brand is not just your visual image, but an entire package of visuals, media interaction, digital marketing, and creative positioning. If you feel like your business isn't attaining the levels of recognition or success it should, then you need us. Powerful branding and marketing take your brand to new levels. Call us today, TEPS Productions at 1-406-763-8377 or email us at tpsproductions@gmail.com, or simply go to either of our websites and find out all of our information there. That's www.theemilypearlsshow.us or theemilypearlsshow.com. Not only do we create and design your video commercial, we also promote it on our show and our social media platforms. We air it twice a week, every week, on both our live social media Facebook television shows. www.facebook.com/theemilypearlsshow every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook. Or you can also check us out at www.facebook.com/pearlspoliticstv-show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook. Watch these shows to see how we promote our customers. So become a sponsor with us and get all of this today. You can't imagine how much your contribution will help us and the young people we have on our team. Call us today, TPS Productions, 1-406-763-8377, or email us at tpsproductions@gmail.com, or simply go to either of our websites and find out all of our information there. That's www.theemilypearlsshow.us or theemilypearlsshow.com. We are TPS Productions, the future of advertising.
The Cupboard Restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee is world famous for some of the best food and Southern hospitality you'll ever find, and is a celebrity favorite. Open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. every day. The Cupboard Restaurant is located at 1400 Union Avenue, 1 block east of Cleveland, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Got a large group? Groups of any size are welcome, and catering is available. While you're there, pick up a copy of Charles Capala's world-famous Cupboard Cookbook. Check out their website at www.thecupboardrestaurant.com. That's The Cupboard Restaurant, 1400 Union, 901-276-8015. A proud sponsor of The Emily Pearl Show.
Come and join our teen talkers who have already become television broadcasters. As a television broadcaster, you will learn how to broadcast live on both Facebook and YouTube and other live networks that we have. With our teen talkers, Timothy, Demario, and Trisha. First, you will learn the basics of television announcing and the fundamentals by learning correct speech and diction. You will have fun messing around with the microphone, getting it just right. You will learn interviewing skills as well as how to keep an audience engaged. And yes, don't forget about all those red carpets and concerts that the teen talkers get to attend. They get to interview celebrities and get autographs and be filmed on the camera during the interview. Occasionally, they also appear on our local television stations here in the city. So come on and join the fun. Tell your parents to call for you to sign up today. Classes are starting now. Parents, pick up the phone and dial right now and get your child enrolled. There is limited placement. Thanks to technology, your child will attend classes in the comfort of your own home. That's right. No getting dressed, no rushing out the door as not to be late for class, no dealing with driving in traffic. We have made it as easy as ABC and 1, 2, 3. All your child needs is a laptop, computer, or tablet with a camera. And just like magic, the classroom appears. So call us now. TEPS Productions Broadcasting Apprenticeship Studios at 1406-763-8377 or email us at tepsproductions@gmail.com. That's TEPSPRODUCTIONS@gmail.com. Or go to our Facebook company page. On Facebook, go to the search box and search for TEPS Productions. Hurry now, hurry. Classes are first come, first serve. And we look forward to seeing you. All right, I'm back, everybody. Lost my microphone. I don't know when I lost that. I hope my volume didn't go down too bad. Okay, I got a big mouth. It should not have. Hey, yes. All right then. So now, the Dems are in search of the one that is going to bring it home for them. Now, I think it's about 13 or 14 that have announced their candidacy for president of the United States, and they're going to run against you, Donald. Yeah. So they got, out of all of the 14 or 13, I've lost count, and there'll probably be more. They're focusing on two, only two. It's O'Rourke and Biden. And Biden is not even announced it yet, He's leading Bernie Sanders. There is a little focus on Bernie Sanders, but hey, if Biden announces, well, when he announces, not if, it's when, then Bernie will have to come in as vice. That'd be the best. All he can run for is second runner-up. Like he did with Hillary. Well, anywho, let's start with Biden. Since he hasn't, even though he has not announced his candidacy, he is leading the polls, the Democratic polls, as the favorite. And the close second is Bernie. But the one that they're trying to push forward is O'Rourke, the tall, thin guy that ran against Mark Rubio. Was it Mark Rubio? I think so. Anywho, you all seen him. He's the one with the big wingspan. All the hands all up in the air, about standing up on tables and stuff. And I'm like, what is he directing? It's like he directed a choir. I used to use those moves when I was choir director, and I was playing the organ at the same time. So I'm like, wow. But I have a problem with him with that hand raising. Now, there was speaker analyzer on Fox News, and he was explaining the difference between O'Rourke's wing spraying and all his hand movements. Because here's the deal: they came back and said, "Well, President Trump does a lot of hand movements too. He doesn't do that much." So this is what the man said when he compared the two. He said that when President Trump uses his hand movements, that he is underscoring his words to put emphasis on them, you see. Uh-huh. But he says when O'Rourke is doing all this, what you call spanning and banging and fisting, hands and fingers and signs and pointing, and he says he's using his hands and arms to make up for words that he don't really have to say because he's not articulate. And I believe him. But I also, now this is just me because I watch a lot of historical films about history and documentaries, you see. And I have seen a lot of documentaries and movies. Oh, the old black and white ones that was actually filmed in real time of Adolf Hitler. And when I saw that man doing all of that arm movement and hand movement and winging out, that's the first thing that came to my mind, because I don't know if any of you ever seen those old black and white films. Film reels is what they are of Hitler doing his speeches. And you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wait a minute now. I know I can move that fast, did you? I was like, wait, hold on just a minute now. Mm-mm. And so then somebody went back and found an old high school paper that he wrote that was a horrid paper about what he would do to a dog or something, how he would kill it or something of that nature. I caught the end of it. And so he came forth and made an apology about that. But when I heard that, I said, wait a minute now. He wrote a paper like this in high school. And here he is, a progressed grown man, and he's doing all them Hitler moves. I'm like, whoa, Democrats, y'all better watch your step, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Y'all heard the phrase, be careful what you ask for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then they said he got arrested for DUI. And so anyways, this stuff coming out about him. And then I saw him today being interviewed, and I saw him yesterday being interviewed. And this is after the analysts, the body movement analysts put it out there, for the whole wide world to hear about what his hand movements meant. He was interviewing. He was talking, y'all, with no arm wingspans. Yeah. So somebody told him, you better get that mess out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was like, dude. You know, I know I'm not voting for you. But now, to wrap it up for tonight, here's the other thing I want to say to the Democrats. Out of all those candidates that you have up there, oh yeah, they was talking about that he was privileged too. Well, you know what? I said, well, heck, every last one of them that's running is privileged, in my opinion. Amen, somebody. So what I say to the Democrats is this, because as a privileged person all your life, or for most of your adult life, you cannot identify with poor people. I don't care. You have not lived it. You might have seen the reports. You may have seen it on television. And, you've seen or drove through some neighborhoods and you was hurrying up trying to get the heck out of there. But you have not lived it. So you got some Democrats running about how they're going to help the poor people, Medicare for all. By the way, O'Rourke hadn't told nobody what he represents. That's what they said. They said, when are you going to tell us what your principles are? What is your campaign running about? All he does is tell stories. And then some talking about crime, the economy. They can't run on the economy because the economy is doing great. I'm telling you right now, Democrats, don't go there. Some are running against Trump, talking about you, Donald. That's going to be a loser too, because people going to say you're bashing. Some, and then this is really silly and stupid. Some are running on climate change. Like they demigods or gods. You can't change the climate. I don't care what you do. Oh, that's another thing. They fact checked what's his name on O'Rourke. He gonna try to say we only had 12 years to fix the climate or we all dead. Really? Demigod, I guess, huh? So none of that stuff is going to work at all. They think they got a plug with the climate change because they have heard Republicans, and especially you, Donald, say that you don't believe in climate change. There is no such thing. Well, I told y'all I agree with Donald. And the reason why I agree with Donald is this, because the climate is not in control of man. Sure, man contributes to the atmosphere, but there's a whole lot of things that's going on that Mother Nature does that cannot be stopped. And God created the 4 seasons, and we still got the 4 seasons. So where's the climate change? Now, when we get down to one season and everything is staying hot the whole year, or cold the whole year, now that's what I call climate change, okay? But far as talking about these tsunamis and earthquakes and more storms and more flooding, that is not coming from climate change itself, you stupid people. It's the earth making its own changes, okay? It's the same thing that happened millions of years ago. Now, they claim an asteroid hit the planet and killed out the dinosaurs. Well, what did it do? It rebirthed itself because here we are. Right? Right? So the earth itself, this planet itself, is doing its biological what's that word to start with the M for, you know, earth and grass and ground and stuff. Y'all, all of that. You know, chlorophyll comes from the trees and the grass, everything green, that's chlorophyll. You know, that stuff goes through cycles, just like we go through cycles. We go through life cycles. Well, the earth goes through its own life cycles. And man did not create earth, so how you going to fix it? How you going to change the cycle? You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So, yeah, that's why I agree with Donna, because I believe in what the Bible says, you know. No man knows the day or the hour. We're not going to be dead in 12 years. We might be dead in 1 year. Nobody knows the day or the hour. That's what the scripture says. All right. So politicians, I'll tell you right now, you come trying to run on climate change, you can forget about people that believe in what the Bible says. You can forget about getting a vote from people that understand that there's a higher power that controls the planet. You forget about that. Their votes. So, you know, let's get back to privilege. That's another problem that y'all got. You know? Privilege. Put somebody up there to run, you know, that comes from low income. Put somebody up to run that comes from low income, that understands the struggle, that is living it. Yeah. You want a winner, I'm telling you what to do. Democrats, if you want a winner, if you want the one, that's who you need. Because Uncle Joe got plenty of money. He was privileged, even though he hasn't announced. That's Joe Biden. All of you that's running is, and people, the poor people, and the lower level of middle class. There isn't, like I said, there is no middle class anymore. It's just rich and poor, you know. And the reason for that is because everything costs so doggone much. Utilities cost too much, food costs too much, housing costs too much, everything costs too much. So there's only rich and poor now, you know. So get a poor person. Nominate a poor person for candidacy for president. Yeah, now that's a story there. That's a story. Okay. But another thing, electoral college. I got to get that in, then I'm going to go. So the Democrats want to get rid of the electoral college vote. And that electoral college was created with the Constitution. And the reason why what it requires 2 senators from every state. And when they have the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention, what they do is they decide who their candidate is going to be for the presidency, and they vote on it. That's called the Electoral College, okay? And then there's a few other people that have a part in it, but so the Democrats want to do away with that and just let the popular vote, meaning that it's a national vote, no electoral college. Well, the national vote means that they would count, every vote would still be counted, but barely. In order, like for instance, the biggest state would have the most votes, right? The next biggest state of the United States would have the second most votes, right? And so on and so on and so on. So that means all those little itty bitty states down there that don't have many people wouldn't really count because they're gonna take all of those. They're wanting to take the popular vote. That's what's called the popular votes. The most votes from the biggest states. That's what that means. Yeah. Well, the forefathers didn't intend for it to be that way. That's why they set up the electoral college, because they wanted, at that time, they didn't have 13 colonies. Now, colonies back then is the same thing as states nowadays. So back then, at that time, they didn't have 13. So they had 2 senators from each colony, so that each colony would be represented, and each colony could have a vote, or the senator to decide who their candidate would be for president. You see what I'm saying? And they always have 2, so that if one disagree, you got some leeway there. You got one that can disagree, and then you got one that can agree. That's fair. So they did not intend for it to be that way, for a popular vote, because a popular vote can easily be bribed. Yeah. So that's a no-no. I can tell you right now, no. I don't want that. The electoral college must remain, because if you do that, then you have literally changed with a pen the Constitution. That is not what their forefathers intended. It has worked for over 200 years, the electoral college. Why do y'all always want to fix something that is not broken? Well, they want to fix it this time because, they want to go in and mess with it this time, I'll say, because, Hillary won the popular vote, and that was their argument, was that she should be president because she won the popular vote. She did not win the electoral vote. Donald Trump won the electoral vote, you say. The electoral vote is what decides who is going to be the president. That is a system that the Constitution has used for over 200 years. So that's how your president gets elected. And it's fair. Yeah, Free Circle says it protects the little guy. It protects the little state, because you got little small states like Arkansas, Mississippi. They don't have as many people as New York, or Michigan, Wisconsin. They don't. Those little states, they wouldn't even pay their votes no attention. Tennessee, for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So those states would not get any recognition. Their vote wouldn't count. And the Constitution says that every state's vote is supposed to count. Every state is supposed to vote. So Democrats, see, y'all, to me right now, and I'm not trying to be biased to prejudice, I'm just telling you like a TIT is. Y'all just messing with stuff that y'all just messing around. Y'all just came to the White House, got control of the Senate, and right now you just messing around. You out to lunch, basically. You basically out to lunch, because we got more serious problems that you guys could be working on right now, that you would even be able to get Donald to work with you on, like infrastructure. We got bridges caving in. When you see that kind of stuff on the TV, bridges, breaking in half, cars going down, roads. These 18-wheelers are tearing up the streets all over the nation. And then when you got all these torn up streets with all these potholes, you're tearing up people's cars, costing them more money to fix it, because when they file a claim with the city, you can forget about it. The city gonna always nudge their way out somehow of paying the claim. So, you got so many things, crime, Can y'all protect us a little bit more? Huh? You know, you can send a man to the moon, but you cannot get rid of gangs and crime. How stupid is that? So y'all just got control of the house and y'all out to lunch because y'all just messing from one thing to another. You like at a buffet. I think I'll try a little bit of this. Oh, let me try some of that. Oh, there's something. Just out to lunch. And I'm gonna end with that because I went over my time. Listen, I thank y'all for tuning in. I always have so much fun because I love politics and I keep my ears and eyes glued to it. Yes. So, like I said, if I left something out, they'll still be talking about it next Wednesday. But there will be something new too. Always is. So thank y'all for tuning in so much. I thank our sponsor, the Cupboard Restaurant in Avicii. I thank him. And most of all, though, I thank y'all, my audience. So, like I said, all the time, it doesn't, where you live, the kind of house you can have. For instance, you can't have your house going all the way out to the curb. You can't just start building your house without getting a permit. The clothes you wear, that's an import export deal. Everything you see here, even the internet, has something to do with politics. Because why? Because there are federal regulations, and federal is always political. All right. So get involved. Find out what's going on. Find out what's changing. Find out what they're trying to do and why. So y'all can say, oh, whoa, hold it. Because if you don't, they just gonna do it. Okay. And also, remember, free thought is a philosophy, not a policy. Okay, y'all. Thanks so much for joining in. And I will see y'all next week. I was on YouTube tonight. But I always let y'all know. If you don't see me in one place, I'm gonna be in the other one, on the other platform, and I'll share to each one. All right. Because I'm gonna share anyway. So let me say good night, y'all. Thank you again so much. Love you. And I look forward to having fun with y'all next week, too. Bye-bye. I'm just rocking. I was rocking it out, wasn't I? Okay. I'm going to let y'all rock with me. Sorry about that. Y'all come on and rock with me. Here we go.